wangishiyelana namathemba. Wangishiyana ngedwa namathemba. Logo-ke, loyangimangalisa. Logo-ke, loyangimangalisa. Logo-ke, loyangimangalisa. Logo-ke, loyangimangalisa. Mangi wani ndandane eyayihle phansi komthunzi loyangimangalisa. Hawu ngayibuza igama layo ayiphendulanga yaphela phansi yaze yakhala izinyembezi nomathemba wangishiya sele ngedwa nomathemba wangishiya sele ngedwa Mama wangishiya sekolele sengedwa Mama wangishiya semnambi ngedwa
sit in the government beer halls and get drunk.
Boycott these places. The beer that you drink buys the bullets that kill your...
Brilliant!
Oh, like father, like son.
To your family!
To our headmaster!
Coming, Gordon.
Yes, Mr. Ben. Jonathan will come and help me.
How is Jonathan? The algebra still giving him trouble?
He's working hard, Mr. Ben. Your money will not be wasted. Emily and me will always thank you.
Fine. See you later, Gordon.
All right, Mr. Ben.
Just like you.
Be gentle with Grandpa.
Okay.
Don't let Grandpa.
20 minutes.
No, come on, keep your hands off, man. 5, 8, yarn, man. Come on, bring it. Oh. Next time you get the 4.
Jonathan.
I'm sorry, Gordon, but they must have had a reason.
I know my son, Mr. Ben. If he says he was not doing anything, I believe him.
The court didn't. Was he represented?
Our lawyer, Julius Nwakula, is in detention. That's why I came to you, Mr. Ben.
I'll be there in a minute. Get some iodine, will you?
God. Yeah.
Jonathan, did you tell the court exactly what happened?
What does he know about court? Before he knew, it was all over. We need a good lawyer, Mr. Ben.
It's too late for a lawyer, Gordon. There's nothing to be done now.
You don't understand, Mr. Ben. I don't want him to have a police record. It will be there for the rest of his life.
Such a minor matter. Let it go, Gordon. Here, put that on his backside and...
I'm not worried about those wounds. I know they'll get better. It's the wounds here. These are the ones I worry about.
There's nothing to be done.
Cuts look terrible, Pa.
Must have done something.
What happened to him?
Court sentenced him to a caning.
These kids are going mad. Bloody savages. The only language they understand is force.
I thought the idea was to give them their own homelands. Let them live with their own kind. No conflict then. Everybody's happy.
Come on. Enough talk. Let it...
I don't care what other parents are saying. Now listen to me. I tell you, no demonstrations. Tomorrow you go to school.
But there'll be nobody at school, Baba.
Then you and Robert will be the only ones. What do I say to Mr. Ben? Thank you for the school fees, but my son doesn't want to learn?
Let Mr. Ben keep his white money for his poor education. We want to learn in English. We don't want to learn Afrikaans.
But in Tula!
You don't understand, Baba. They don't want us to be really educated. If we learn in Afrikaans, we have no future, Baba. They want us to be messenger boys, mine boys.
And garden boys like me.
Yes, Baba. Everybody knows that you're a wise man. Everybody comes to ask your advice, and they respect you. You should be a lawyer, Baba. But what are you?
Amandla! This is a peaceful demonstration. We know the police will come, but be calm, be cool. Remember, this is a protest march. We are not here to fight the police. Let's go!
Anti-education! 666! Anti-education! 666!
Sizo Bashaya! Bashaya! Sizo Bashaya! Sizo
I order you to disperse immediately. This is the last warning. Disperse immediately, or I will take action.
Chicas! Ready! Fire!
Komm zusammen weg. No!
Tell me again. You were there when all this happened?
Kuluma, sis. Yes, Baba.
And you say you saw everything?
Yes, Baba.
Are you sure it was Jonathan they took away?
Yes, Baba Gordon. And they arrested Wellington too.
It's hell out there. I've been like an ambulance all day taking children to the hospital. One even died in the car. God knows how many of the bastards killed. It's happening in Alexander, Springs, all the townships.
Stanley, they've arrested Jonathan.
He's not on the list.
Okay, Basi, but is that all the names, Basi?
I've told you, he's not in custody. Are you trying to make me out as a liar?
No, near Basi. Yeah.
Why don't you try the hospital, the mortuary?
Yeah, I will, Basi.
Next.
What about headquarters, Basi? Jan Foster Square, Basi.
That's enough. Move on.
Okay, thank you, Basi.
It's 3 this morning, Pa. Hi, Gordon.
Gordon, where have you been the last 2 days? Hello, champ. Gordon? I'm talking to you. What's the trouble, man?
They arrested Jonathan.
Not again. What for?
There's big trouble in the townships. They're killing our children.
Gordon.
I saw the bodies, Mr. Ben, and many have been detained. I went to the hospital, to the mortuary, everywhere. The police deny they've got Jonathan. He disappeared.
Why didn't you tell me?
I am telling you.
Let me see what I can find out. Ian McKinsey, please. Benjamin Dutoy. We met at Peter Crozier's.
En hij valt van die dak en die kast.
Ben, telefoon.
Hello. Ian.
How did they say he died, Mr. Ben?
In the rioting.
In the rioting?
And they buried him, is all I know. When nobody came to claim the body.
They buried him where?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That was all Mr. McKenzie could find out.
And I'll find out. As God is my witness, I'll find out what really happened and where he lies.
Please, Gordon. It's a terrible thing, but there's really nothing more we can do, you or I.
That's what you said when they whipped him. But he's my child. His body belongs to Emily and me.
Now who got it?
No, no.
Bed already?
Come, bed, sweetheart. Sleep well. He's taking this hard. God, I haven't seen that in years.
Jonathan made it, remember?
Mm-hmm. Come to bed.
Yeah. I'll be in a minute.
Okay.
Ja. Så här vill
Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Have you seen this boy inside? No, I didn't see him. This is my own child. They took him in. I didn't see him. Did you see this child inside? He's my son. Inside there. Go. Emily.
Good.
Julius Ngabula, our lawyer.
Gonzo. So you are the cleaner at John Foster Square?
Yes, sir.
How long have you worked there?
20 years, sir.
Where did you see Jonathan?
I saw him in the cell, Mr. Julius.
Did you speak to him?
I talked to him and said, "My child, what have they done to you?" But he could not answer. And then the policeman came.
Mubani.
It's me, Wellington.
Wellington? They released me this afternoon. My mother said you wished to see me.
Yes.
What have they done to you?
2 times. They put a wet bag on my head. You can't breathe, Papa. You think you're going to die. They never stopped, Papa. They kept asking who were the ringleaders. But what can I tell them? I know nothing. I heard Jonathan next door. He was screaming in Afrikaans. I said, "Leave me pass. Please me pass." Then it was very quiet. And the man said, "Come on, Kubene. Get up. Stop pretending." That's all I know, Papa. Later, somebody said he was taken to the hospital. I never saw him again.
Kom aan, maar gauw, man. Kom, maar gauw. Dan gauw, jong. Hey, dan. Take the bastard away.
Danny, told you this man was trouble. Come on, help us.
The Afrikaners suffered under the British rule and decided to trek to the interior to find land far from the British. On the great trek, they had to fight many native tribes, the Khoisos, Zulus, Tswanas, Basutus, and many others. They beat them, and they had farms all over South Africa.
All right, little monkeys. Time's up. Thank you, Swanepoel.
Meneer?
You wanted to see me?
I'm sorry, Mr. Ben. My name is Emily. Gordon is my husband.
What's happened? I have an appointment with Colonel Viljoen. My name is Benjamin Dicto.
Sign this form, please.
En die vrouw is zoals een olifantgebouw en 15 kinders. Tot ziens.
Meneer de Toy?
Kom in, meneer de Toy.
Colonel Viljoen, Captain Stotts.
Pleasure to meet you. I used to watch you play for the Transvaal. You were one of the great fly halves.
That was a long time ago.
Would you sign an autograph for my son?
With great pleasure. What's his name?
Yanni. My son will be thrilled.
He plays rugby?
Soccer.
Traitor.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
See you later, Colonel.
Please sit down. So, you're inquiring about detainee Gordon Gubeni?
Yes. I thought there might have been some kind of misunderstanding and that I could help straighten out.
Misunderstanding?
I've known Gordon Gubeni over 15 years, Colonel. He's an honest, diligent, hard-working African. I can't imagine why he's being detained.
You'd be surprised how many honest church-going Bantu we come across during a working day. Niritoy, our task is not an easy one. The press screaming bloody murder, especially the English, and they'll be the first to squeal if the Reds took over. Make no mistake. We're just doing our job. I'm sure you understand.
Of course I understand, Colonel. I know how complex your position is. I was just trying to say that we're only human, and we can all make a mistake.
Oh, yeah, we can indeed. Niritoy, we can indeed.
And I think one might have been made here.
Would you mind if I ask you a few questions about Ngubeni?
I'd welcome it.
Did he ever discuss his son's death with you?
I was the one who broke the news to him.
But he accepted the truth.
Well, he was upset, of course. But he's a religious man, and in time he will resign himself to it, I'm sure.
You mean he hasn't? Was he angry? Rebellious?
Oh, come along, Colonel. If someone told you that your child had died and wouldn't tell you how it happened or where the body was buried, wouldn't you be upset?
We told him how his son died, and when the time is right, we will tell him where he's buried.
But what are you waiting for?
You have a son, Niritoy.
Yes?
Does he burn and destroy everything he can lay his hands on? No. And neither does mine. It's what I can't understand after everything the government does for them with an open heart. Think about it. We're for you, not against you.
Believe me, I'm with you all the way, Colonel.
If Ngubeni is the innocent man you claim, he will be released soon. You have my word.
Thank you, Colonel. May I ask a favor? Gordon's wife is very worried. May she bring him a change of clothes and some food?
Of course, no problem. And thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Come on, you bloody bastard. Who else has been feeding you this bullshit?
Why don't you answer, Kaffa? Who told you to collect the affidavits?
I want my son's body.
All right, Kaffa. Let's start again.
Sapati, get the drinks ready, would you? What do you want?
Sorry, madam. We have come to see Mr. Ben. I am Gordon's wife.
The teeth were in the pocket of the shirt she exchanged the clean one for. Yes. One moment. One of his partners can see you immediately. Yes. Dirk Peterson, 22 Hilldown Road. Got it. Thank you. I'm sorry to have done this to you on a Saturday, Mr. Mackenzie, but... Yes. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
You must not give up hope, Emily.
Hope's a white word, Lanny. It's not hope we need. Come, Sissy. Tomorrow it will be all first class again.
Why would they arrest an innocent man then? Our special branch is too busy rounding up terrorists and communists.
These are not nice times, Ben. There are subversives everywhere.
Anton, you know Gordon. He's a gardener, for God's sake.
I don't know anything about Gordon, Ben. Neither do you. He tends the flowers, he trims the hedges. That's all I know about him.
Ben, blacks lead double lives. One you see and one you don't.
That's what I like about them.
Trust me, they'll smile at you one moment and knife you the next.
All Gordon was trying to do was find his son's body. That's not a crime.
Then he has nothing to worry about.
Except his teeth.
How do you feel today? Ready to talk or ready to fly?
Don't ever open that door without knocking.
Yes, Captain. Yes, Captain.
You think it'll be ready for Pete's birthday?
Stanley. Gordon is dead. They say he committed suicide. Hanged himself. My God. Why would he commit suicide? I said they say he committed suicide. What do you mean? What do I mean? What about Timol, who they say jumped from the 10th floor? What about Ngule? What about Musala, Joey, Malele? I've got 37 others for you. They all died in that John Foster Square. All suicide, huh? Where's his body?
In Soweto?
I'd like to see him.
Look, I came here to deliver Emily's message, that's all.
Don't be silly, Ben.
I want to see him, Susan.
There are riots all over Soweto. Don't look for trouble, man.
I want to see him.
You're out of it? So stay out of it.
I'll drive myself then.
What you gonna do, Lenny? Buy yourself a map?
Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay. Yay, yay, yay.
ungikhalela abantu abantu ungikhalela ingane zami uvulelana abantwana bethu
Kusasa, eh? Kusasa. Welcome to the land of love and glory. Come on. Hurry.
Let's stand it. We'll stop it then, Joe. There,
Okay.
put your hand in.
Okay.
Malo, umlunganga ubenda. Savuka. Umnyaka.
Pula. Pula food.
Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Minute Toy. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm Melanie Bouet. I write for the Rand Daily Mail. Is it possible to talk to you about Gordon and Gubeni? I understand that you've known him for some years.
No. What is Emily going to do now?
She wants an inquest.
Really? Good. I'll ask Ian McKenzie to help her.
If it makes you feel good, Lanny.
Will you take me to the funeral?
Are you crazy? That's no place for you, man. Here, take this number. In case you need me and I'm not there, just say Lanny phoned, right?
What does Lonnie mean, anyway?
That's enough for one day, man.
Thank you.
Hello, Finn.
What was the point of coming here?
What? Gordon has been murdered.
Oh, come on.
I saw his body. I could barely recognize his face. He was murdered.
Hello, Suzanne.
And what about you, Bob? Going off to Soweto. You could have been murdered.
Mr. Dutoy, sir.
Mr. Toy. Welcome, sit down. Beg your pardon. I'm terribly sorry.
I'm sorry you're not feeling fit.
Well, I actually feel rather surprised things go. Unfortunately, I fell in love with these flowers 10 years ago. And I've looked after them, I've cared for them. And then, like naughty mistresses, they've shown their thanks by giving me a permanent allergy. But I found myself with undying affection for them. Especially this beautiful, troublesome wench.
Well, there must be something you can do.
Oh, bloody doctors tell you anything to take your money. I take these lozenges, totally ineffective, but they're rather tasty. I'm rather fond of the lavender ones. Would you care for one?
No, thank you.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Would you like a cup of tea?
No, thank you. No, I'm here on a matter of justice.
Oh, justice. Well, I'm afraid that's a trifle more complex to serve you up than a cup of tea. But in any event, please do go on.
For Gordon Gubeni, you remember the story of Gordon Gubeni?
Yes, dreadful, dreadful, dreadful story.
I want justice for him, to the full extent of the law.
You see, justice and law Mr. Dutoy, are often just... Well, I suppose they could be described as distant cousins, and here in South Africa, they're simply not on speaking terms at all. And I have familiarized myself with your dossier. And I'm afraid that my counsel to you is to just give it up.
Give it up?
Yes.
Because there is nothing to be done. That's what I said to his son when his son was caned, and now his son is dead. That's what I thought about Gordon when he was jailed, and now he is dead because of my neglect. I have known that family for 15 years, Mr. Mackenzie. I cannot give it up.
Yes. That does make a difference, of course.
There must be some penalty under law for those who commit murder.
Mr. Dutoy, may I ask you how long you have lived with us in South Africa?
All my life.
I'm afraid that I'm just not the barrister that you're seeking. I'm sorry.
I'm confused, Mr. Mackenzie. I thought that you had undertaken many cases and won them in support of human rights.
No. You see, what you don't realize that every time I won a case, they simply changed the law. So therefore, my considered counsel to you is to just simply chuck the lot.
I shall find another barrister, and I shall prove you wrong. Good afternoon, Mr. Mackenzie.
Please sit down, Mr. Dutoy. I will take your case. I will take your case if only to make it abundantly clear how justice in South Africa is misapplied when it comes to the question of race.
I have been doing this for years. With hard work and trust, my children will survive.
Emily, how are you?
What is?
This is Father Masonwane.
Benjamin Dutoy.
This is my friend, Margaret Litwaba.
Benjamin Dutoy.
Please. No. Here, take this one.
Emily, I have been to see Mr. Mackenzie, and he has agreed to represent you at the inquest.
Thank you, Mr. Ben.
He's the best we can get.
You mean well, sir. But it is better to forget. If we keep the pain alive, the hate will weaken our faith.
Babu Mfundisi, they killed my child who was a good child. They killed my husband who did what a father must do. People must know the truth. The living close the eyes of the dead. And now the dead will open the eyes of the living.
Are you not afraid of the road you're taking, Sister Emily?
No.
We're now leaving beautiful Soweto, the high-class slaughterhouse.
Who are you, Stanley?
A mean black cat in the night, Lanny.
I bet you are. And Emily?
She's like a sister. We grew up together.
Then you're Zulu.
Zulu, Xhosa, Sotho, whatever. I'm African, that's all.
Me too. My father had a farm. I grew up like any African boy in the bush. Ate African porridge. No shoes except Sunday.
Barefoot, no vote, carry passbook, Robben Island jail. Careful, Lani.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Hazard.
Morning.
I was wondering if you could assist me in identifying these objects. Do you recognize them?
They appear to be human teeth.
Yes, they're from the body of the deceased, Gordon Gubeni.
Well, it may be so.
Were you notified by Captain Stokes?
Yes. Ngubeni complained of a toothache.
And what was noteworthy about his appearance?
Nothing.
Well, you see, the police report reads the injuries to his head and body were extensive. Doesn't that stir your memory just a trifle?
I don't know.
You don't know whether it does or not?
I remember pulling the rotten teeth from his mouth.
And did you administer an anesthetic before you tore the teeth from his jaws?
I don't recall.
And who ordered you to pull those teeth?
I don't recall.
Dr. Herzog, what day is it today?
Friday the 24th.
I'm greatly relieved. I thought that you have lost complete control of your faculties. That will be all. Thank you.
The deceased was arrested on the 27th of July, was he not?
Yes.
And what was the reason for Gordon Ungabeni's apprehension?
He was in possession of incriminating documents.
I have an objection. Good morning, Captain South.
Good morning, Mr. Mackenzie.
We have before us no evidence whatsoever that these documents were incriminating, Your Worship.
Can you not give us an example, Captain Stoltz?
Yes, he subscribed to a newspaper called The World for Black Workers.
Oh, well, I subscribe to the World for Black Workers. Do you suppose, Your Worship, that places me in some jeopardy of arrest and detainment?
I have nothing to add, Your Worship.
Objection overruled. Continue with your evidence, Advocate Kitlow.
I beg your pardon, Your Worship. Did you say that my objection is overruled?
Yes, overruled.
Now, tell the court about his death.
I was called at 605 hours. I was notified that the detainee was hanging by a rope, tied to the window bars.
Yeah. And then?
I summoned Dr. Janssen to make a post-mortem.
Thank you, Captain Stoltz.
Are you aware, Captain Stoltz, that a post-mortem examination was carried out on behalf of the Gubeni family?
Yes, by Dr. Hassim, whose signature is also there.
And where is the good doctor now?
Detained.
Under what charge?
The Internal Security Act.
Well, is this his signature? Yes, thank you.
It is.
I have a graphologist who will swear that this is not Dr. Hassim's signature.
We have 3 police graphologists who will swear that it is.
Only 3? You see, Dr. Hassim found that the abrasions on the prisoner's neck were, were not made by rope, but chains.
Objection. Where is the witness for this assertion, Your Worship?
Dr. Hassim is my witness.
You know that Dr. Hassim's not available to testify.
I am also aware that he can be summoned by Your Worship to this courtroom, and he will be accompanied by armed guards and chained neck, hand, and foot, and all in a matter of minutes.
I'm afraid we cannot dismiss acts of treason just when we like, Mr. Mackenzie.
Are you at all concerned, Your Worship, that he might be carrying some explosive charges in one of the recesses of his body with the intention of blowing this entire courtroom to smithereens?
Mr. Mackenzie, I must caution you as to your remarks. I'm warning you this court will not tolerate contemptuous fripperies.
I beg your pardon, sir.
Your Worship, I shall call another witness who will attest to Ungabeni's physical welfare. Call Archibald Mabasso. I'm going to read out to the court a statement that you signed. Archibald Mabasso. Do you understand?
Yes.
I saw him brought in the late afternoon. I had a few words with him. He looked very good. I saw no one go into his cell till the morning when they found him dead. He being Ngubeni. He being Ngubeni.
No.
What?
No, it is not true.
You signed this statement, man. You signed it.
No, I never saw Ngubeni. I signed it because Captain Stoltz forced me to. This is what he did to me.
I would like to recall Captain Stoltz to the witness box.
Good heavens. Some friend will have done that to him to make a propaganda photograph in tomorrow's press.
And will his suicide tonight make another propaganda photograph in tomorrow's press?
Your worship, we are out there every day of our lives fighting these terrorists and communists. And this man here tries to cast unwarranted suspicion on the special branch.
Special branch? I'll give Mr. Peterson the photographs. I'll give you special branch. Thank you. I have photographs here that I'm sure will make you rather proud of your special branch, sir.
He tried to throw himself against the bars of his window. We had to restrain him.
With clubs and whips, I assume?
No, we used no clubs, no whips.
But then how do you account for these lacerations, these crisscross lacerations across his front and back?
He must have hit the bars when he tried to jump out of his window. He behaved like a wild animal.
Captain Stoltz, would you have this court believe that this man tried to throw himself through the window forwards, and being frustrated in that effort, he turned himself round and with great force threw himself backwards toward the window?
Evidently.
But would you care to demonstrate that for this court?
No.
Very well. Now, as to the very special and good works of your special branch. The seventh right rib broken, right arm broken, blood clots on the brain, the whole body covered with bruises. Are you too ashamed to look at these photographs, sir? Mm-hmm. Oh, here's one that might please you indeed. His jaw broken, his nose broken, his cheekbone crushed, his eye hanging out of its socket and dangling on the crushed cheekbone, and marks and evidence of excessive burns on his genitals. And all that while this man was trying to get out of a window.
Get those people who caused this disruption out of the courtroom. Get them out! And the rest of you keep silent. Or you get the same treatment.
Now, Mr. Mackenzie, what is it you're trying to prove with this idiotic recitation?
What I am vainly trying to prove with this idiotic recitation, sir, is the fact that it was not Gordon Ngubeni, but Captain Stoltz who behaved like a wild animal.
Therefore, in spite of the disgraceful display of counsel for the prosecution, all the available evidence clearly and indisputably proves the death of Gordon Ngubeni cannot be attributed to the security forces of South Africa. Court dismissed.
him?
Of course, King.
But that's not possible.
The special branch does what it wants.
But he was just in court.
He knew what he was doing.
But everyone saw him. When he bared his back, I mean, they wouldn't risk it. They couldn't.
Dad. Monsieur du Toit, my father, Professor Brouet.
Benjamin du Toit.
Nice to meet you.
Brandy?
Please, yes.
Monsieur du Toit thinks I don't show enough concern for the outcome of the inquest. He lost.
Oh, does he? Does he? I'm sorry to hear that. It's like a dance, you see. You go backwards, but you also go forwards. Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. You have to keep dancing. Pleasure to meet you, Monsieur du Toit.
Sir. Sir. It's all a charade, then. Law and justice.
When the system's threatened, they'll do anything to defend it.
That means that black detainee, what was his name?
Mabaso.
Means that he gave his life for a charade.
He knew, like we all know, that with enough black bodies, they won't be able to play that game. So he just added his.
Jesus. And you've seen it all before, haven't you? To you, this is just another story. One more murder isn't news. But let me tell you something. It's news to me.
You'd better put your rage in perspective, Benjamin du Toit. This is a long-distance race. You'll need to pace yourself.
I suppose cynicism goes with the job.
It's not cynicism, it's realism.
It has nothing to do with my reality.
It's everything to do with your reality. Just because you haven't seen it before doesn't mean it hasn't always existed. Stoltz didn't just happen yesterday, and it's not going to just go away. But then you've always known that, or you wouldn't be here.
I'm too old. I've been too naive for too long.
Don't say that. You've taken the first step. Welcome to South Africa, Ben du Toit.
Are we not answering the telephone today?
My God, Pa. How could you let it go this far? You and the Keffer woman. You look like lovers.
Suzette, where's your mother?
Hey, Pa, you made the front page. You shut up.
Don't speak to your brother that way. Where's your mother?
Chris has a new contract with Von Sale and Rube. They know who you are. You didn't stop to think of anyone else, did you?
Suzette, I was only trying to... What am I making excuses for? Suzanne!
Pa! You're such a fool.
Hello? Who? I don't know you, and I have nothing to say. No, thank you for your advice.
Yes, I have.
Take a look at this.
Come into that.
Warning.
You do have an 11 o'clock, don't you, Monsieur du Toit?
Why is she here?
Warum ist sie hier?
Ja, zeggen we weer. Sie.
Warum ist sie hier?
And why are you here?
To eat us out of house and home. Johan, I need to speak to your mother a moment.
We haven't finished.
It's all right. I can do the rest myself.
Son, We can't keep running from one room to another.
I don't want to talk, Ben. Let it go.
It's not that simple. We're going to file a civil suit against the police.
We. And who's we?
Emily and me.
Why this? For what? This wasn't your son who died, Ben. This wasn't your daughter. This was Gordon, the gardener.
Oh, Jesus, Suzanne, this is not just about Gordon. This is about all of us.
Oh, it's about all of them. And I will be damned if I let them destroy my family. I don't want Gordon's ghost in my house. I don't want the one with the dark glasses. Any of these Kafirs here ever again. I just want to go back to the way it was.
If you had come with me, if you had seen what was happening in that court, you would know that we can never go back to the way it was.
I was in the court.
What?
Listen to me, Ben. I heard what the police did, and I'm not saying that was right. But do you think the blacks wouldn't do the same to us? And worse, if they had half a chance? Huh? Do you think they'll let us go on living our nice, quiet, peaceful lives if they win? They'll swallow us up. It's our country, Ben. We made every inch of it. Look at the rest of Africa. It's a mess. It's like in war. You have to choose sides. You are not one of them, and they don't want you to be. Maybe terrible things are being done. Maybe. But we have to survive. And you have to choose your own people. Or you have no people.
You have to choose the truth.
Just as simple as that, eh?
Is Hasim out?
No, not yet.
We must find anyone else who saw Gordon and Jonathan from the moment they were arrested. We know where they were taken. Somebody put them in the van. Somebody drove them. There were eyes and ears everywhere. You find the people. I'll prepare the affidavits.
Okay.
Do you have a place to hide them?
I'll find a place. And I think I should go speak to that physician who testified in court.
What makes you think he'll talk to you?
I just have a feeling that on his own ground he will.
Okay. When we get all we need, we'll reopen the case.
Meneer de Taai, I said everything I had to say last Friday in court.
I understand, Doctor. It's just that I had the feeling that you were as uncomfortable with the testimony as I was.
I'm not sure. I understand what you mean.
I mean that I felt that you wanted to be able to tell the truth and that you might put that truth in an affidavit.
The truth? I told the truth.
Those teeth were smashed out of Gordon and Gabini's head. You didn't extract them.
Say, you're the one with the expertise in this area. You have to take an oath to be a doctor, you know.
You're afraid of them, aren't you?
Now that's enough, Meneer de Taai. Good day.
Did you ever actually see Gordon and Gabeni?
If I said I didn't, would it matter? I wish you the best of luck.
You think your place is safe enough for this? First affidavit from Juliet's.
Don't worry. You'll never find it.
They better not.
Call you, Stanley.
So, Thokozile, tell me what happened.
On the day of the demonstration, the police shot my sister. I was crying, kill me. Jonathan came and he helped me. The police arrested us. They took us to the police station. I never saw Jonathan again.
Jonathan was semi-conscious when they admitted him to the hospital. The boy's face was a mess. Only a police doctor could see him. 2 days later, he was dead.
When they brought Ngubane's body to the mortuary, his clothes were full of blood. The day of the autopsy, before the doctor arrived, Captain Stolz called me. He said, take off the clothes and burn them. Thank you.
Stanley tells me you won't sign an affidavit.
No, I can't.
That'd be suicide.
And you work at John Foster Square.
I had no choice. They transferred me there 4 months ago.
Do you attend interrogations?
No. I'm just a messenger for the special branch.
Tell him what you told me, Johnson.
Once I had to deliver a file to Captain Stolz.
Captain?
Don't ever open that door without knocking.
I heard he died that day.
They call it the aeroplane. Their favorite game.
Who's it?
Duma.
Toma.
Yeah, my car's giving me problems, man.
It's the middle of the night, man.
Right. Toma.
Johnson Soroki.
The special branch was busy last night.
Those bastards.
The best way of remembering a man, is to keep on fighting. I'm not sure Stills knows what we've got, but I know he stopped taking any chances.
You better be careful.
All I can do is to keep them from wanting me, Lani. But when they want to catch me, I'll be caught. If they want to kill me, I'll be dead. Until then, they're in for a hell of a ride.
Boss, I'm in on you.
What's going on?
I have a warrant. I hope you will cooperate.
I don't understand.
Why don't you go to the bedroom? Go on.
I'd prefer her to stay.
I can help you find...
Don't worry, Minute Toy. If there's anything of interest to us, we'll find it. With all the time in the world. Captain?
May I see your license?
Yes, it's in the study.
Please. I didn't know you were an author, Minute Toy.
Just tell me what you're looking for. I have nothing to hide.
Captain?
Those are private letters, Captain. They're from my wife. When we were very young. You have no right to take them.
You have no right, Minute Toy. My apologies, Mevrouw Toy. You have excellent taste.
Oh, sorry, darling. Shame.
What happened?
Leave him alone.
Johan.
An officer came to the school and questioned him.
What did he ask you?
Just questions.
What kind of questions?
About you. About the people who've come to the house. If I know any of their names.
What did you tell him?
Nothing.
What happened to your face?
Afterwards, some of the boys started calling you a cafe lover and a communist. I told them to stop, but they wouldn't.
I'm sorry, son.
Just sorry.
If you want to know something about me, Colonel, ask me. Not my boy. Me.
If you possess any information that could be useful to us, it would be prudent to discuss it with me.
Don't threaten me, Colonel.
It's not a threat. Call it friendly advice.
I don't need your advice. Just leave my family alone.
I'm fine, Pa. Pa? I know the police killed Jonathan and Gordon.
Do you understand why?
I'm not sure, but I know it's wrong.
I'm so sorry about what happened.
Don't stop, Pa. Please, I don't want you to give up.
Emily and Gubeni. This here's an eviction notice. In 4 weeks' time, you'll be taken to Zululand.
You are a widow now. You have no rights to this house.
Get in touch with Melanie.
Merry Christmas.
Hasim's been released. He just came over the wires.
That's terrific. I'll go see him. You dressed up?
The office Christmas party.
Yes.
Have to run. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Melanie. Dr. Hasim?
Yes?
I'm Benjamin Dutoy, Gordon Ngubeni's friend.
The case is closed, Mr. Dutoy. I don't want to have anything more to do with it.
But I thought they...
You're wasting your time. I'm exhausted. I came home yesterday after 3 months in solitary confinement, and now I'm under house arrest. Please. There's nothing further I can do for you. Sorry.
Come, the house is bugged.
Yes?
Dr. Hasim gave me the autopsy report.
Great.
I have a name for you. Wellington Sitoli. He was arrested with Jonathan Ngubeni. He saw everything.
Where is he now?
In Zambia. And I have to get a statement from him.
Oh, you'll never get into Zambia with a South African passport.
I know. Do you know anyone? Anyone on the paper?
I can go next week on my British passport.
With Wellington's statement, we can nail Stoltz to the wall.
Fire! 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 Right, clear your chain.
I should be wishing you a Merry Christmas. Instead, I'm sorry to tell you that we're dispensing with your services.
For what reason?
Ben, I warned you like a brother.
What reason?
And for one thing, you've become distracted. You're not the teacher that...
Anton!
How many classes have you missed in the past month?
Men. We both know this isn't about missed classes. This is about the special branch.
Ben, you're an Afrikaner, a history teacher. Your first obligation is to your students.
And I have been teaching them.
It's a question of loyalty.
To whom?
To your community.
Merry Christmas, Anton.
One more thing. It'd be better if your son didn't come back either. We don't need traitors here.
What are we waiting for?
What kind of a job will you be able to get now?
I will get a job.
Oh, come on, everyone. I'll be Father Christmas. Here. Johan, open this.
Hey, Johan, I bet your first shaving kit.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Peace on earth and all that crap.
Who is this drunken gaffer?
What
Who is this fucking bull?
What did he say?
I'll
kill him! And you're a disgrace to your people!
Get out. Sorry, man. I fucked up your Christmas.
You're stinking drunk.
Yeah. That's right. Dead right. Put the cuffer in his place.
Bastard!
Bastard!
Stop it! Stop it!
You can't say that to me, Stanley.
Emily's dead. They came to take her to Zululand. She refused to leave. Took her babies and put them in the truck. She ran after them and fought with them to get her babies back. Bitch. Her heart gave way.
What a pretty picture. A drunken Kaffir and an Afrikaner traitor. You deserve each other. Johan?
Don't want to go, Ma. Please stay.
Do as I tell you.
Let him stay, Suzanne.
For now.
I have written this on behalf of Gordon and Emily and Jonathan and Ngubeni, who were murdered. From all of them, I have learned what I now know. And if by writing this, I can change even one man who is as blind to the world as I have been, then I will have given some meaning to my life. Haven't been much help, Johan. But you've done wonderfully well. It's going to be a beautiful horse.
Thanks, Pa.
Very clever young man. You've seen and heard everything, haven't you?
Yes, Pa.
And if anything were to happen, you would know what to do, wouldn't you?
Yes, Pa.
I've written everything down. So have the others. Stanley knows where the papers are hidden and what to do. I'll give you his telephone number.
I understand, Pa.
Do you understand how proud I am of you?
I'm proud of you too, Pa.
Now, shall I show you where the papers are hidden? I am sitting on them. Hold it. You take the screwdriver. Papers are there. Put it inside.
Hello, Pa.
Hello, Suzette. Here.
Come on, Johan. I thought you were going to be waiting at the gate.
But you're early.
Come on. Ma's in the car.
How is she?
She's all right. I'm sure she's waiting for you, Pa.
I doubt it, darling. Hello, Susan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Hi, Ma.
Pick you up in later.
Sure.
Oh.
Good boy. You like that, don't you? Yes, yes. Yes. Good boy.
That's the one who came to the school, Pa.
Sutherland, Johanna.
Good afternoon, Miniratoy. I've brought back your papers. Sign for them, please. Hello, Johan. Thank you. May I come in?
What do you want?
You're not very hospitable today.
What do you want?
I want to talk about survival.
Mine or yours?
Survival.
Survival. They buried Emily Ngubeni today, and you want to talk about survival.
Miniratoy, there's a line you should not cross. I'd like to convince you of this.
Goodbye, Captain.
But he certainly ain't yours or mine. Right, Grandpa?
Oh, God. You all right? Hmm? Melanie?
Ben.
I need your newspaper to publish the affidavits. There's no time left for a lawsuit.
What's happened?
Will they?
Yes, what's happened?
They shot at my house tonight. They nearly killed my son.
Is he all right?
He'll be all right.
Where is he now?
I had to take him to his mother.
And?
And nothing. I can't go back.
Did you want to?
Don't be silly. I can't. All my references have switched. Nothing is the same anymore.
I know.
No, you don't know. You can't. I went along with them. You never did. I went along with them. I believed their lies.
But your son won't.
You beat me. Hey. Johan, stay back. Bastards.
Oh, the papers. I fooled them. They didn't find my secret place.
Oh.
I hid them when Suzette saw us. She told them, Pa.
No, Johan, we can't be sure.
Your attention, please. Arriving passengers on Zambia Airways, Flight 91 from Lusaka, please proceed to immigration and baggage area B. Zambia Airways vlug teruggekeerd van Lusaka. Gaan asseblief naar die immigrasie- en privatieplek B. Olympic Airways vlug 103 van Athens in Nairobi is laat en sal nou arriveer by 12:20.
Miss Brewer, come with me.
Attention please, Mr. Stevens. Please pick up the nearest telephone in the lobby area. Thank you. Meneer en mevrou Swart, julle bestuurde wag buitekant by die hoofuitgang.
Excuse me. You are Stanley?
Yes.
Hello?
What's up?
Stoltz is at Melanie's. Keep down.
Hey, very impressive.
Where's Melanie?
On her way to London. They're deporting her.
Oh, Jesus.
She knew what she was doing. Wellington's affidavit.
Then you saw her?
She's fine. We'll see her again. Where are the other papers?
Safe.
This is all we need. We'll take those to a friend at the newspaper tonight.
Not you, man. You know Stoltz will be in your ass every minute.
That's what I'm planning on. I'll be the decoy.
Hello?
Suzette? Hello, darling. No, I'm fine. That sounded... Well, we've had a break-in.
The house.
No, just the garage.
Was anything taken?
They were looking for some things that I'd hidden there.
Did they find them?
No, they didn't find anything, but I need a safe place for them, and...
Why don't I look after them?
Would you?
If you like.
That would be perfect.
I'll come and get them.
Not here.
We'll meet at the Pizza Palace at 9 o'clock.
Could you make it 8 o'clock? Thanks. See you then, darling.
I love you.
Me too. Those are the papers. Someone will come by tomorrow and pick them up. 2 coffees, please.
I?
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry to burden you with all that. You look lovely.
Thank you, Bo.
How are things at home?
Oh, just fine.
The rocking horse won't be ready for little Pete's birthday.
No. I've still got that little hippopotamus you made me.
You too. Suzette.
Yes.
I love you.
Me too. I better go.
No, don't go.
I must. Oh,
Darling.
take care.
Yeah.
You ordered 2 coffees.
worry, Mevrouw Klopper. Please. The door, Mevrouw Klopper.
The other papers, Captain.
Thank you. Our country needs more people like you.
Burn them. Do what you like to them. I just want everything back to normal.
Thank you again, Mevrouw Klopper.
Sure, your hand. Drive carefully. Bye-bye.
Well done, little Annie.
Zwanelana ubuhlungu ngomunye umuntu mayekhalakadela udumweni ningabomhle ngomthandazela musa kaNkulunkulu musa ekumusa madoda ekumusa zisizwa uNkulunkulu nomusa Lalelane, Babu no Musa, no Dani no Musa, no Mamu no Musa, Musa Nkulunkulu, Uzeyeza, nangoka safiki, woza nini bantwanyana nizojabula woza nini bantwanyana woza nini nonke woza nawe phela woza nawe ungangeni ngesango uyafohla woza nawe phela woza nini bantwanyana woza nini nonke woza nini ungangeni ngesango uyafohla woza nini woza ngenani ngesango asimthandazeleni asimkhulekeleni lomntuzula khona ngezulahleke endleleni asimkhulekeleni madoda woza nini simthandazele lo muntu ohola abantu madoda zulahle woza nini simthandazele woza nini simkhulekele lo muntu ohola abantu ngoba kuyingozi ukulahleka komuntu ohola abantu madoda zulahle. Let us pray for the leader. Let us pray for him so that he cannot go astray. Lo muntu ozula khona ngezulahle asimkhulekele madoda woza nini simthandazeleni lo muntu ozula khona ngezulahle woza nini simthandazele woza nini simkhulekele lo muntu ohola abantu ngoba kuyingozi ukulahleka komuntu ohola abantu madoda khona ngezulahle. Let us pray for the leader. Let us pray for him so that he cannot go astray. Lo muntu ozula khona ngezulahle endleleni. Amen. Amen, hallelujah, amen.